Masai gets a second chance on a prospect he missed out on a couple seasons ago, as it looks like the Utah Jazz are trying to shop Walker Kessler, according to a recent report. So we'll break down whether or not it makes sense for the Toronto Raptors to pursue this opportunity, given our current roster construction. Additionally, Bruce Brown has spoken out on all of the trade rumors, reports, and stuff that's coming on, because again, the reports indicate a trade is imminent. It's coming in the coming weeks. And Bruce Brown just gave a little coy comment on the entire situation. So we have a lot of stuff to dive into in this video. So without further ado, let's dive into the first topic of discussion. The first thing we're taking a look at is Masai getting a second chance on big man prospect he missed out on a couple seasons ago, because Walker Kessler is a guy that's been a part of Raptors lore for the last couple of seasons. The Raptors made a trade that acquired Thaddeus Young that ended up dealing away our first round pick in order to, we also got a second round pick. We ended up drafting Christian Koloko at the top of the second round, but we also got Thaddeus Young in that trade. But obviously, Christian Koloko's Raptors career fell short. It ended up being a bust, not to any fault of his own. Ended up dealing with health issues that ended up getting cut from the team. But the Raptors missed out on drafting Walker Kessler because of that trade, and specifically after his rookie season, looked like a guy that had a ton of potential in the NBA. But now the Utah Jazz are apparently willing to shop Walker Kessler, according to the latest reports. So we'll take a look at this here first. Essentially, rival teams believe Utah is willing to engage in trade talks that would part ways with the Jazz second-year center Walker Kessler, according to Jake Fisher of Yahoo Sports. So to give context in terms of the player Walker Kessler is, the guy averaged 8 points per game, close to 8 rebounds per night, 1 assist, but 2.4 blocks a game in just his second season in his NBA career. Shot 65% from the field, 21% from the three-point line, took a few more in his second season, but again, isn't much of a three-point shooter. He's 7 foot, only 22 years old. 75% of his twos, 74% of his twos are assisted upon. Has solid advanced stats in regards to the defensive numbers, defensive box plus minus, 1.3, has a VORP 1.1. Walker Kessler is a good basketball player, but Utah Jazz fans disappointed in the performance and the development he played in during his first to second year season, which was expected to be a jump, didn't take that specific leap. And basically a Utah blog laid out why fans are disappointed in his first to second year sort of transition. Essentially, they came out and said that his field goal percentage from year to year is down, but that might be more on Will Hardy for not only limiting his touches, but demanding he take more and more three-point shots, a skill he doesn't really have. So it's not surprising he went from 72% last season to 65% this year as well. It's not a surprise he went from 9 points per game to 8 points per game. He's shooting less this season on top of playing fewer games. So looking at him offensively, yeah, it would look like someone who's regressed and disappointed. So that's why the stats, the things are down. Fans are just kind of looking at his game as a guy, well, he didn't develop. This is a guy we might be able to move off of from. But essentially, Will Hardy's adjustments, down there with the Utah Jazz, affected his performance, affected his game. He's still an elite defender. He's still a guy that can block a ton of shots. Maybe in a new opportunity, a new place where the coach really wants to value his skills, there could be some value. It could be a buy low opportunity for Masai Ujiri. Again, for a guy that Raptors fans have linked, there's no official reports linking the Toronto Raptors to him now, besides the chance of being able to make this deal. Obviously, does this make sense with a guy like Jakob Poeltl in the lineup? That's the big question, because 11 points per game, 9 rebounds, 2.5 assists for Yak, 1.5 blocks, 0.7 steals. He's maybe a better positional defender than a Walker Kessler, but obviously doesn't block as many shots. Still effective around the rim in terms of field goal shooter. The advanced numbers don't like him as much as Walker Kessler. And again, Jakob Poeltl is 28 years old, similar height, similar sort of offensive games and things like that. So again, if the Raptors are moving a younger timeline and Walker Kessler could be gotten for a reasonable price, well, don't be shocked if Masai Ujiri tries to right his wrongs and move in the direction of the younger big man that has more definitely shot blocking potential as a rim protector or a deterrent at the basket. But let me know what you guys think, because again, this guy, as soon as anything comes up about him, Raptors Reddit, Raptors Twitter just always goes bananas, because we could have had him in that NBA draft, but instead we made the Thaddeus Young trade and went in the direction of Christian Koloko. Probably would have drafted Koloko regardless. If the Thad deal was made, it would have happened one way or another. Just unfortunate luck ended up going down for Koloko's career. This is not a Koloko bashing and a big miss there, but Walker Kessler would have been cool. It would have been a great opportunity. But the next thing we're taking a look at is Bruce Brown speaking out on all of the trade discussions and all of the trade rumors, because the past month, there have been a ton of reports linking Bruce Brown to the Knicks, the Mavericks, the Bucks, the different teams, not the Indiana Pacers. We got him from the Indiana Pacers at the trade deadline, but the Bruce Brown trade talks have not stopped. And essentially, from the latest intel, from the latest reports, I broke it down in recent videos. It feels like the Raptors are going to pick up that team option on Bruce Brown's contract and try to make a deal happen, try to make a move go down. And Bruce Brown is definitely seeing all these reports, seeing all this stuff that has come out regarding his option, his potential future in the NBA. And he had a little coy comment out there on his social media coming out and saying, should be an interesting week, with a little cowboy hat emoji there. Just being a little bit candid, being a little bit, joyful with all the rumors and all the speculation that has been going on in the past couple of weeks in regards to Bruce Brown potential deals happening. And again, I'm a fan of Bruce Brown. I'm a person that thinks he is still a very good basketball player, despite the fact he dealt with some injuries and didn't really fit on the Toronto Raptors group that well this most recent season. That's just the reality of it. We have too many guys that play that shooting guard position in terms of RJ Barrett, newly acquired. Gradey Dick, our draft pick last season. Trent Jr. We're not sure what's going to happen with the star boy for this upcoming year. Malik Monk just got a serious contract extension at roughly $20 million per year, and Trent Jr.'s contract value felt like it would be similar, maybe a little bit less than Malik Monk, who six man of the year candidate, is a guy that can be explosive scorer for the Sacramento Kings, but it felt like that would be a similar price range for Gary. We just made a recent video in terms of his expected price range, not a significant raise over the $17 million per year he was previously getting, but still probably a little bit of a pay increase coming. So Trent Jr. making $20 million roughly a season is probably the expected value if he ends up returning to the Toronto Raptors. So all these guys in the mix, and don't even mention Ochai Agbaji, who was acquired at the deadline last year as well. Very, very high potential on the defensive end, can hopefully develop that jump shot. There's just not a lot of room for Bruce Brown to come in at the wing position for this Raptors team in order moving forward. So it just makes sense to pick up his option, try to get some value back, because seems like there's a lot of different teams interested in his services, especially after some of the upper echelon teams. I mean, the Mavericks losing out in the finals in pretty big fashion. The Milwaukee Bucks, lots of injuries plagued their team. Doc Rivers reports are coming out that they're trying to reshape their roster, be a little bit more modern, play a more modern style of defense. Then, especially when Mike Budenholzer was putting in a lot of drop coverage, even though it was effective, it won them a championship. Not sure what Adrian Griffin was kind of implementing down there. There's been a lot of questionable talks about his styles down there with the Milwaukee Bucks, but Doc Rivers wants to reshape the roster there a little bit. So destination's definitely available for Bruce Brown. I'd imagine a trade is probably incoming. I don't think this is a guaranteed. I don't think this changes anything beyond the reports. It's just Bruce Brown reacting to all the reports, the rumors, the speculation about a deal coming. But let me know what you guys think about all this latest Toronto Raptors news. You guys have best to make it this far. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. I'm signing out. Cheers.